my gamers, all my gacha gamers. So, there's been a lot of war going around, right? All this gacha tribalism, I feel like it's getting out of hand. You know, I did predict that I thought it was going to get a lot better once the new year started. You know, everyone's having their own patches coming out. You know, Genshin having a new patch, Honkai Star Rail having a new patch, and then, you know, Wuthering Waves having 2.0. I would assume that everyone just would go off into their own and then just leave each other alone. Apparently, I was wrong. So today, I want to discuss gacha tribalism. Who I think is at fault. So, the number one suspect when thinking about gacha tribalism and who would be at fault is Tectone. And do I think it is Tectone's fault that all this is happening? Kind of. You know, if I were to assign a percentage that I think it would be Tectone's fault, I think maybe only like 5 to 10%, right? And he's a massive creator, right? He's like the biggest gacha streamer and all that. And still, I don't think it can really be all that much his fault because of everything else that I want to talk about. But, you know, he himself will say that he's all about war and all of this gacha tribalism because, you know, every time someone makes a new video, oh, I'm quitting Genshin Impact, or, you know, if someone's like, oh, I sneezed while playing Genshin Impact, they'll be like, oh, I'll be the translator. This person says that he would rather than play Genshin Impact. You know, he is stoking the flames, but he likes to do that, and I think it's fine, to be honest, because it's all about entertainment. Everybody loves it. You know, me included. I love all these, like, drama stuff. It's really entertaining, but do I really think it's his fault, and do I think it's his chat that's doing this? Not really. I mean, he himself will tell you that he moderates his chat very hard because you know, he really actually cares about his chat. So when you see his chat, maybe they will banter, you know, oh, are you playing Genshin in 2024, or, you know, are you playing this game in 2025? I'm sure it's just banter. I don't really think it's that bad. But, you know, the problem is when it's gacha frogs and they come in like his chat or they come from another chat, people will normally assume it's him. I don't think so, but it might just be a whole CC thing because, you know, with other CCs, they definitely chime in just as much. You know, recently all the negative stuff about Genshin has been put on a pedestal because of other CCs. I literally heard another CC say that if you make a negative video about Genshin Impact, they're gonna give your video a shot. They're gonna just react to your video if it just says Genshin bad in the title. And then I'm like, all right, I think this is getting a little out of hand. I think we've lost the plot somewhere. I think we're just propping up things that are just being toxic to be toxic. But, you know, over here on the Western CC, we're mostly all about drama. And again, I love drama. I'm all about it. I watched that whole Tectone and Gateo thing. I think the drama slop is pretty cinema. That's for me. And, you know, us Western CCs would definitely feed into it. Yes, Gateo and Rexlent, you guys are over here. You guys are Western CCs. Knock it off. I don't know where they got the idea that they're Eastern CCs, but they're not. They literally speak in English and they're using Western platforms. They're Western CCs. I'm just getting that out of the way. But this only accounts for some of the blame, I feel like. Even Tectone, everybody, all these CCs, I think this is only a part of the blame. Chat, do you know who is to blame? I bet you never would have guessed and never would have seen this coming. That's right. It's the company's fault. Yes, that includes Kuro Games. No, they're not exempt from this. Now, do I think Kuro Games has as bad of a community? I wouldn't say so, but that's mostly because it's just not as big. If they were as big as Genshin Impact, maybe they wouldn't even be that, you know, toxic, just because that would mean that their game succeeded in the way that they felt like. But because Wuthering Waves up until 2.0 didn't have that kind of success, I think it did have I left a wound to the Kuro bots, you know. But that's still not it. But the companies, they like to cultivate their communities to be like, you know, this is us, chat. This is our community. You know, you're part of this. They make it seem like you're a part of a community. You know, no one else really does that in terms of like games. You know, maybe like Helldivers too, they'll do that. But in terms of like, you know, League of Legends and Riot Games, they will never do that, you know. That's why everyone hates that game. You know, if Riot says anything, you'll see a whole bunch of tweets saying, a bunch of things I probably can't repeat, but yeah. But I feel like these kinds of, sense of camaraderie and stuff like that, it will bring in a lot of people that are, kind of, lonely, and, they want to preserve this community that they have. So they'll lash out at other communities. You see it a lot on Twitter, especially when it was the Kai Cenat versus Iron Mouse thing. So this is definitely not a gacha community only thing, right? If you looked at that, it might honestly be like the younger people in the community where they're like, oh, my gacha game is better than your gacha game. Genshin does this. Wuthering Waves does that. What does Nikkei do? I don't know. But still, Nikkei's probably better out of all of them. These are things that are commonly said, right? And you definitely see this more on Twitter. I don't know about YouTube. Now, I had a video, of course, that just blew up in terms of my kinds of views. This video blew up, and man, it is like 60, almost 100 comments of just people constantly back and forth, just going at each other's throat and just shit talking each other. And I'm just like, because I still get notifications on my phone because I'm still a smaller streamer, I can still do that. I'm just like, man, they're still going at it. they're going at it. I can't imagine how bad it is on Twitter. I know TikTok is really bad. If you go on TikTok, it's just, especially Zenless Zone Zero. Zenless Zone Zero is like, oh, this is a Gooner game and blah, 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 blah. Or you'll see videos of them being like, oh, everything is Tectone's fault. This is that, and the other. They hate Doro on TikTok. I don't know where that came from. I don't even know how to explain that one. Someone's going to have to explain that to me. But, I think the Gacha Tribalism, I might have gone off on a tangent, but I think Gacha Tribalism definitely does kind of appeal to, how do I say this, the mentally ill people. I'm going to say that. I'm not exempt from that, by the way, chat. I don't want it to seem like I'm exempt from that. You don't want to know how much merch I have of Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. You don't want to know. So I'm definitely not exempt from the whole feeling like of community and camaraderie. I just don't have that much of it in me because I don't trust these companies. The last company I trusted still is surprised that their game didn't get more popular because of Arcane, and it's like, come on, Riot, why your game isn't getting better. Your game sucks. Fuck you. I had to find a way to work that in every video because, it's that bad. The beef between me and Riot game needs to be studied. Anyways, I just want to know how you guys feel. Like, what do you guys really think is bringing a lot of this gacha tribalism? I'm going to react to a lot more of these gacha drama videos. There's been a lot, especially with what happened to Mr. Pokey. Gotta look into all that. Chat, tell me how you guys feel. Who do you guys think is at fault? If you can name one person, and if you can't, what is an underlying thing that you guys see that causes all these tribalism drama? Chat, let me know. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I will catch you gamers in the next one. Bye.